Okay, this is the second time in a row that I'm gonna
Oh
be talking
shit.
well about a
Here we
fantasy
go
anime.
again.
No, but seriously, what is going on? First, we get Frieren with its innovative approach to fantasy storytelling and fucking beautiful animation. Oh, by the way, I made a video about it, so be sure to check it out. And now this.
Hell yeah! Yes!
I think that if fantasy anime will keep on following this path, it might actually become one of my favorite genres. I actually never thought that a time come when I would be saying this sentence without being ironic. So just a couple of words before we start. Thank you for checking out this video. I really hope you're gonna enjoy it. And if you do, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It honestly gives me a lot of satisfaction. And while, considering that I'm not making any money from this channel, it's actually the only thing that keeps me going because these videos take a shitload of time to make. So thank you again. I'm done talking and let's get to the video. Delicious and Dungeon, produced by Studio Trigger, while being simuldubbed and streamed by Netflix, is an anime based on a manga that I honestly have never heard about.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
And believe me when I say I know my manga. So, stumbling upon Delicious in Dungeon while aimlessly scrolling on Netflix, I decided to give it a go without having a clue of what I was getting myself into, and with basically, zero expectations. But once I saw the first minute of the series, I immediately knew that I might have stumbled upon a hidden gem. This anime literally starts by showing how this dude's sister gets eaten by a dragon to save the party by teleporting them outside. And the first thing he wonders after realizing that all of their gear and money were left in the dungeon as well is if his sister could be rescued once she's pooped out by the dragon.
You can come back from being chewed to pieces, right? Wasn't someone resurrected after being pooped out?
That's some fraternal love right there. So after coming to the conclusion that a sleeping dragon's digestion is quite slow, they now have all the time in the world to search for something to eat and replenish their forces. But once again, they have no money. So going hunting food in the dungeon would be them. Although some party members are a bit skeptical about the idea, having caught some fresh ingredients and learning the fact that their leader has some type of fetish thing for eating monsters,
I always wondered how they taste.
He's a psychopath.
but most importantly having got to the point where any type of edible material is starting to look like a 3 Michelin stars course to them, they set up a small camp and start cooking. After following the recipe written in the Dungeon Gourmet Guide, and quickly realizing that they're not completely trustworthy, the party gets approached by a dwarf called Senshi, that might be more into eating monsters than Stephen Hawking was into eating mine. After teaching the party how to cook the ingredients they caught the best way possible, flavoring them with plants cut from a graveyard, not something that all the party members appreciated, well, the final result is the best looking hot pot I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. Like, come on, this is fucking bomber, right? Gordon Ramsay's shaking and crying in a corner right now while Food Wars has finally found a worthy competitor that doesn't need to shove boobs in your face every 5 frames to keep you invested. Like, seriously, look at this shit. Bro cooked. Like, literally. Even the most skeptical Marcel, that acts like a little bitch throughout the entire episode, ends up liking it. Oh, by the way, you see the noodles they're eating? Do you know what those are made from? Well, they're made from slime.
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the fuck?
When one drops from Marcel's head and is about to suffocate her, Senshi kills it, explaining first of all the anatomy of a slime. Because yes, apparently these guys have organs. And actually their arrangement is described as that of a human being, but if their stomach was turned inside out. And then adding that they're also considered a delicacy when dried. So once their stomachs are full, the party members explain the situation, mentioning Rayo's sister that is slowly being digested inside a red dragon, to which Senshi excitedly asks them to let him join the party because, well, his biggest dream is apparently that of having the opportunity to cook a meal out of a red dragon. So after a quick reflection about the cycle of life, they set off together. Delicious in Dungeon's first season is supposed to be a 24-episode series, and me having no knowledge about this series whatsoever, I don't really know whether it's gonna evolve in time, or if the structure of the episodes is gonna stay loyal to the first episode. But nonetheless, I'm extremely curious to keep on watching the series. First of all, an anime based on cooking is not the most original idea ever, but an anime about cooking monsters, well, it's at the very least an interesting one. All of the cooking scenes are very detailed and very entertaining to watch, also thanks to the amazing animation quality. I mean, let's be honest, the majority of the budget probably went into making the dishes look like the most succulent and delicious food you've ever seen in your entire fucking life. But I mean, it is Studio Trigger we're talking about. These guys gifted us with some great shows in the past. But other than this, one thing I really ended up appreciating about the series is its humor. And more specifically, it's sort of blackish humor. Honestly, I don't think I've ever seen an anime with black humor in it. It's just not a really popular type of comedy for anime, isn't it? Like, for example, when they find a dead body inside of a man-eating carnivore plant, and being in too much of a rush, they just decide to hang it on a traffic path so that someone could find it and bring it back to the town. Honestly, other than this, and Ryo's sister still risking to become dragon shit, the rest of the jokes in this first episode are pretty much tame, but done with absolutely great timing.
It squeezes its prey just enough so it can't escape, but it's still relatively comfortable in its clutches, which could feel kinda cozy. Did it?
Delicious in Dungeon is a series I honestly did not expect to care about at all, let alone to actually enjoy it as much as I did. But here I am making a video about it. I would say that out of the current season that just started, this is probably one of those series I'll watch religiously every week, and I honestly recommend you do the same. It's just a great no-brainer series with some of the best humor I've seen in a while, and an animation team that does more than enough to make it a pleasure for your eyes.